My name is Merel Bekking and I am the artist in residence on this project. Being an artist in residence means that I get a set period of time to really submerge myself in a new culture. And in this case, it was the lab of Emily Cross, who is doing human-robot interaction. So I got to pretend that I was a scientist for a couple of weeks. I read a lot of papers, I read their research articles, and inspired by that piece of research, we made the Robotic Petting Zoo. So my role as the artist in residence was to translate their research they're doing up in the university to the public. And I thought it would be fantastic to do it in the form of a petting zoo, and in this case, a robotic petting zoo.
My name is Emily Cross. I'm a professor of cognitive neuroscience here at Bangor University. Yes, so I am the principal investigator on this project. My science team and I are interested in how people interact with robots over the long term, and we've had this wonderful collaboration with an artist, Merel Bekking, to understand a little bit more how people might have a relationship with vacuuming robots that express very strong personalities. I think the project has gone remarkably well. We've had quite a few technical challenges trying to get the robots to do everything we want them to do, but the team, which again includes the other scientists, Ruud Hortensius, Merel Bekking, and as well as our programmer, Bish Chowdhury, we've been able to overcome the challenges that have cropped up, and the robots are behaving, they're reacting, they're moving, and they're vocalizing in the way that we had intended. The great thing about this project is that it fits into a broader research program we have in the Social Brain and Action Lab, and this is our Social Robots project. So we're really interested in people's long-term interactions with artificial agents, in particular robots, and how this shapes our social behavior. So we all know that robots are going to become more and more part of our social lives, more and more part of our daily lives in public places and in our homes, but we don't really understand how people are going to respond and react to these robots, over many hours, over many days. And this petting zoo is giving us a pretty nice idea of how people might respond to, a household appliance such as a vacuuming robot, having a bit of personality and helping us with our chores.
So my name is Dr. Ruud Hortensius and I'm a postdoc working on the Social Robots project. So I'm a researcher, and normally we research how people perceive robots. So we really want to try and investigate how people perceive a large group of robots all having different emotions. So we have an angry one and an excited one, and so on, and we want to see how people perceive these robots in a large group. So we have a voting system in which people can vote for their favorite robot besides feeding them, and on some occasions, in some sessions, we display the current standing, so the ranking of the robot, so which one is the most favorite at that time. And sometimes we don't, and we really want to see if people vote for the underdog or for the most popular one. So do they conform to the groups by all voting for the most favorite, or do they feel pity for the least favorite? And besides that, we have 4 different colors. So we want to see if people differ in their preference for a robot. So do, for example, women like a happy one more than men? Do children like a grumpy one more than an excited one? So we have 4 different groups, so we can split the data into 4 separate groups to see how these preferences are different.
It's been awesome working with the public. You put something together and you have an idea about how people might react to it, but what they actually do is oftentimes very, very different. And it's been awesome having school kids here. We've had lots of little kids. What's really interesting is the small children, perhaps unsurprisingly, don't want to just feed the robots a little bit of robot food. They keep going back for more and more food. But because of the way we've set up the scientific experiment part of this doesn't really interfere with our voting because we still understand how many people have voted for which robots from which category.
It's totally different than our normal setup in the lab, and where we have a very controlled environment. And this robotic petting zoo, it's very festive and excited, and it's very colorful, and you get a lot of feedback, direct feedback from the public that really helps our future research. Because now we can, it's almost like a focus group in which we have 200 people or more visiting the petting zoo, and they all have their perception of robots and expectations and beliefs about robots, and that really helps us to develop future research and to look at certain aspects, and that's really informed by the public.
Oh, it's been fantastic. It really has been fantastic. The reactions of people are all positive. People are super surprised that they're here. As soon as you ask people, do you want to feed a robot? They're immediately intrigued. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And also for me, it was a lot of fun to learn about what they do, how they do robot research, and what really is important in developing a bond with a robot.